I think it's happening. I think it's happening. Let's see. I'll get this thing to. All right. It's coming up. Let's get it loaded. One time. Two times. One time. Two times. Echo. One time. Two times. Echo. 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 Sorry. I just think it's so great. Let's go down the wormhole once. Sorry. I just think it's so great. Let's go down the wormhole once. All right, that's enough of that. Make you dizzy. All right, that's enough of that. Make you dizzy. Let's get the volume down. All right, here we go. Well, trying something different. Having waffles for breakfast. Man, one of these days I'm going to go to the grocery store and actually buy breakfast stuff. All right. Said Elveshelves for the 25th time. All right, first things first. Let's have ourselves a bit of coffee. I don't know if you can see that coffee mug there, but let's do this. And yeah, I need to wash the outside of my coffee mug. I need to do what I call descale it. I got hard water here, so sometimes I get a little hard water deposit on the old outside of the bucket there. Yeah. Is this thing gonna fire off? There it goes. Cute I am. Adore me you must. How great is that? Well, you Star Wars fans? So yeah, here we are. Apparently it's Sunday again. I don't even know how this is happening. It's like, I feel like there's supposed to be 7 days in the week, but I feel like I'm getting like 4.5. Anyone else getting that feeling? You're not getting all 7 of the days? Because it feels like about 4.5 days ago I was sitting here doing this exact same thing, and now here I am doing it again. Whatever. I guess it's because I'm getting older. So, like, yeah, we can talk about the observation of the passage of time. So, like, when you're young, remember how long everything took when you were young? It's like, oh, it's forever. Remember that? Well, you know, I've had some deep thoughts about this. For example, if you're 1 year old, the amount of time it's going to take you to become 2 years old is double your entire lifespan. So think about that. When you're 1, you've only lived for 1 year. That's your entire lifespan. So in order to become 2, you have to live as long as your entire lifespan has been up to that point. And when you're 2, you've only lived for 2 years. So in order to become 4 years old, you would have to live your 2-year-old age, the entire lifespan of that again. So that's right. It takes a lifetime. Now, I've never been really old at the end of my life, but I got a feeling those days probably go by pretty damn quick. Because as you get older, say you're, let's do simple round numbers. Say you're 20. It takes 20 years to double your lifespan to 40. Right? So each one of those days is shorter. Your perception is shorter. It's not nearly as long. That's 20 years it takes to double. Whatever. Maybe I don't even know if I'm making any sense right now. When you're 1 day old, it takes your entire lifespan to be 2 days old, right? Your entire life! It takes forever. Whatever. Enough of that. I'm not even sure what I'm doing today. Tell some stories, drink some coffee, apparently make waffles. We're using a different the other waffle iron. We're gonna use this one. So I'm making waffle sticks. We're making sticks of waffles here. Because this machine here does the wide ones, and if I cut the edge off, it makes a waffle that fits in my toaster. So I can just right in the old toaster. You can't make waffles with pancake mix. Au contraire, mon frere. I'll show you why. See? Because the manufacturer literally paid someone to write this out. Waffle mix directions. See how that works? See? See? The trick is the veggie oil. You put a little veggie oil in there for the release. See how that works? You could also make blueberry pancakes or apple spice pancakes, which to me sounds about as good as, well, you know how that sounds. So, therefore, it is allowable and to code to do exactly that procedure. Oh, man. I feel like I'm still asleep, even though I've been up for a little bit. All right. Wow. Dude, once again, I thought I was ready, but apparently I'm not because I don't have any of the mixing stuff out. All right, here we go. Get some things out. What are we doing here? I should turn that around. Let's get it mixed. Now, the $100 question is, how much am I making? Now, see, the deal is, the more I make, the more I put in the freezer, the more I can eat later, and it always all gets eaten. So maybe I should do, I have this bowl here. Is that bowl big enough? I think we're going to do a 4-cupper. Is that what we're going to do? 4 cups? It seems like a lot. But, like I said, they'll all get eaten eventually. I'm never going to be like, oh, I just couldn't get those waffles eaten. When they're in the freezer, you stick them in the toaster, and you have instant breakfast. 3/4 cup. That ain't the right thing. My God, what is happening? Oh, here it is. Dishwasher. That's partly why the delay in the today's episode is because I had to run my dishwasher because somehow it didn't get ran last night before I fell asleep. Kind of strange. So one of the things I've always wanted to do with this particular waffle maker is successfully. Oh, hi, Elveshelves. Oh, hey, Jeremy, how's it going, bud? Welcome to the stream. And I tell myself, and I've been using this waffle maker, I don't know, 20 years, and I haven't done it yet, is to figure out the exact perfect amount to fill it perfectly. Obviously, I'm not capable of memorizing that because every time I break it out, I always say to myself, well, how big was it, a half cup or a 2/3 cup? And then what I'm supposed to do is once I figure this out, I'm supposed to write it down and leave it with the thing. And I've never, somehow, in all the years of using it, managed to achieve that goal. And it's just kind of one of those things, you know? I think I have like collective amnesia when it comes to this thing. We're going to use the old pump sprayer too, the little oil for the release. And it's just like, well, one of these days I'll remember to do that. And it's like, and even right now, as I'm watching this and doing this, the chances of any of that happening are so close to 0 that I'm okay with it. Okay. So we got our uh-oh, something just happened. What happened? Something bad happened. I got the spinny wheel of doom. Your next day, well, he's an optimist. I mean, I suppose some places in the world, the grass is growing. It's not growing where I live. I don't know why this is. Am I live? I don't know why that drops out. I think we're so good here. My hand's still wiggling in front of it. Sorry for the old hand wiggle maneuver. Okay, so we're going to do the, well, 1.5 cups double is 3. This is only a 1 cupper. Let's get a different measuring cup so we don't have to sit there and fiddle around the whole time doing a bunch of fiddly diddly. We'll get a bigger one out. I'm Elveshelves. I got different ones. See, that's a bigger one. Because we want 3 cups. This is a 4 cup, so we're good. Oop, as I break the handle off. The next day remote. Yeah, lawn mowing season's going to be here. I'm sure there's, well, where I live, oftentimes people who run lawn mowing services also, because you can't mow lawns when it's snowing, they do snow removal service. And I think those guys, a little light on snow this year, so I'm surprised they're not out mowing dead grass right now where I live. Just like, hey, your lawn looks like it needs some mowing there, or whatever. Ah, last knife. Well, that's not true. So, yeah, I'll be mowing here when the grass grows, I guess. Even as I start here, I'm already forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, 4 cups, that's what it is. Oh, how about I just don't film anything I'm doing? Is that like a thing? So great. Get this adjusted. Alright. Here we go. I'm trying to think. I got some good stories for this week. Not really. I had a weird story. I had a weird dream. Like a bizarre dream. So strange. Well, that's alright. I feel like this is too much. I should have done a double batch, but that's alright. We're doing it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Alright, that's 4. Save that knife. I'll cut my waffles up later. Don't need that. I don't know if, yeah, I guess I just started with a crazy dream I had. It was a crazy dream. So the night I was sleeping, I had this dream. This is true. This is a true story. I had a dream. I was in my house, and a little tiny hummingbird was in my dream, flying around. Bzz, bzz. I feel like my live stream is not happening right here. What is going on? Live. There we go. And this little hummingbird is flying. I'm talking a little guy. And when he'd fly, his wings would move so fast. He looked like like a dandelion when they go from yellow to the white fluff before they float away. That's what he looked like. About the size of a dandelion head, just floating around. Bzz. And he was flying around. It was cool. And like he was in my laundry room, and then like he fell behind, or he went behind my dryer or washer or whatever. And then like I was trying to get him out. We were like lifting there's some people in there with me. We were like lifting up the washer and dryer, trying to get this thing out or whatever. And then when he'd land, he'd be the size of a mosquito, which is really strange for a hummingbird. Anyways, and I'm sleeping in real life, having this dream. And at some point, I'm like cleaning the sink, like I'm trying to scrub my white sink clean. I don't even know what that's all about. And then all of a sudden, like, this hummingbird, the size of a mosquito that gets the size of a dandelion head when it's flying, comes back. Oh, he's back! And I went to like, oh, hey, come here, little hummingbird. And he goes, and whoop, right in my ear. The hummingbird flew right in my ear, and I instantly woke up in real life. It was like, my ear! Like, I swear to God, I had a hummingbird in my ear, and I was like, kind of started freaking out a little bit, because like, oh, there's something in my ear, or whatever. But like, if something actually crawled in my ear, which I don't think happened, because like nothing came out of my ear, but I had the feeling, like I was like panicked. But how could I dream a hummingbird flying around and then eventually going in my ear? Like say a bug crawled in my ear in real life. But why would I dream there was a hummingbird flying around before the bug crawled in my ear? Did I know in real life that there was a thing about to happen in the future? It's so bizarre. So I kind of had like, a weird ear feeling thing, the whole day because of that dream. And then like later on that day, true story, not even making this up, later on that day, after having a dream about a hummingbird going in my ear and waking up in a full sweat panic about something in my ear, that day just happened to be a little breezy up on the hill, a little breezy. I think it was supposed to be 20 mile an hour winds. They felt like about 40 mile an hour winds. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Anyways, I'm up top, whatever. Wind's blowing around all crazy, and like I'm just like talking, like I'm breathing, just being a human, and the wind's just howling, and I'm not even making this part up either. I see a little tiny dot of white come flying towards me, and right when I'm like on an inhale stroke, this thing goes whoop, right in my mouth, and then whoop, down my throat, and then whoop, into my lungs. Aspirated into my lungs, like in my lungs. It was a piece of styrofoam, a styrofoam bead. I inhaled it and went past my flapper into my lungs. I'm like, I started like almost flopping. I'm like freaking out, like, and I swear to God, this is true too. I was on a ladder panicking, so I climbed off the ladder real quick, and like I breathed, and I swear to God, I felt the little piece of popcorn styrofoam go inside my left lung. I swear to it. I swear to God, I felt it go inside there. It probably didn't happen, but I felt like it did. Then I just started going like hard as I could breathe out, and somehow it got out. I don't know when, but like it took me. I was janked for like an hour or two, like nonstop coughing. I kept working. What are you gonna do? But yeah, that sucked. But it's like, what are the chances I have a dream about a hummingbird flying in my ear, and then I swallow a piece of styrofoam in my throat for real life? Like, does this even make any sense to anybody besides me? I feel like I feel like it shouldn't make sense, but somehow it does. But whatever. So that happened. That's fun, right? I gotta unhook my tablespoon, my backup. My other one's in my washer or my dishwasher. I could probably get that out, but yeah, too late. So that's fun. You know, that's good times. Trying to think out what other just lunacy took place this week. There's just lunacy everywhere. More tailgaters. You know, I had a bunch of tailgating stories. Just my favorite. I'll tell you my favorite tailgate story. This actually happened. True story. Just driving down the old road, mind my own business, right? Just, you know. And normally it's traffic in front of me. I can't do anything. Like I literally can't go through traffic. Like traffic's in front of me. I can only go as fast as the traffic. And I had this individual who will remain anonymous. Obviously, I was not going fast enough. Obviously, I mean, it's so obvious that I needed to go faster. So, I was actually on a 2-lane road at this point, so they were able to go around me. But they passed me, so 35 mile an hour, probably going about 60 miles an hour if I had to guess, right? Because I mean, that car couldn't go any. The accelerator was on the floor on that particular vehicle, based on its age, its type, and its trim level, whatever. Just let's see. What will your path be? I don't even know what that means. What will your path be effective tomorrow? Oh, like what am I doing tomorrow? The same thing I do every day of the week, essentially. Standing in the wind, apparently. If I had to guess, that's what I'll be doing. Anyways, this lady passed me going 60 miles an hour. I was like, oh, she's late, man. I hope she gets where she's going. She didn't tailgate me. She just flew around me like 60 miles an hour type of deal. And then the car behind her, who was an even shittier car, that couldn't do that. They couldn't get around me. So they were stuck behind me. But they saw this lady pass me going, oh, sorry, I didn't say lady. This individual passing me. They saw that. They felt like I should probably be passed too, because if someone's gonna pass you at 60 miles an hour on a 35 mile an hour road, there's probably a reason for that, and you want to get around them too. But unfortunately, I got to the part of the road where it's one lane, and they just couldn't get around me. So I had the joy of being tailgated by a person driving an absolute piece of shit hoopty, who witnessed a little less shitty hoopty pass me at 60 miles an hour, who was directly in front of me now, behind a school bus, and no one's going faster than 35 miles an hour. So it's school bus, car, me, and then car tailgating me, because they watched me get past at 60 miles an hour. It's like, yep. Did I drop? Did the stream drop? No, we're still good. It's like, well, where am I going to go? Sorry you saw somebody pass me going 60 and you didn't get around me in time, but the person that passed me going 60 is directly in front of me now. They're not getting down the road any quicker. They're directly in front of me, lady. Oh, sorry, person. And it's just like, okay, well, let's just proceed. I feel like I did something wrong here. Did I put too much water in this? 3 cups? 4 cups? What is happening? That looks soupy as hell. Anyways, we drive up the hill, and the car behind me, because one of the ways I go is by a school, if you will. Well, that person was late for school. That's what that was all about. That's why I was being tailgated, because they needed to get to school, and they were already late. So, by tailgating me, that was going to make the car in front of me go faster, the car in front of that car go faster, and the car in front of that car go faster, and somehow a school bus that's still driving around go faster. That was all going to happen by tailgating me. Whatever, that's fine. Get back to the person that passed me going 60 miles an hour, who's still stuck behind traffic. The road that I take, as it comes down a hill, it widens open into two lanes, and then it turns into 2 lanes. But one of the ways that the 2 lane is a right turn to a very large, what we'll just call it a mart. I'm not saying there's a wall around this mart, but it's a mart. Anyways, a lot of people turn right there, even though it's not a dedicated right lane. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of just like, hey, if you're going to this mart, you probably want to be in the right lane, and if you're not going in the mart, it'd be cool if you were not there, because everyone's turning right there. It should be a dedicated right turn lane, but they didn't do it. Anyways, so we're coming down. The fast car's in front of me. I'm here, and there's traffic ahead. There's one car in front of her, and one thing over here, kind of a van or something. And we're coming down, and of course, this person has been stuck behind this guy the whole time, so they got to get around him, right? You're the problem because you're going the speed. I got to get around you. So this person in the speeding car goes to make the pass, But this person's coming up to the car right there, and the light turns yellow. Well, the person in the van was driving a commercial van. I think it was a plumber of some sort. Well, he's not going to run a red light, so he just puts the brakes on. The person that the car that wanted to pass around, they didn't give a shit. They ran the red light. So it went rando, speeding car, me. This person went for the pass, got stuck by the plumbing van. This one ran the red light, so that means I'm next to her now. I pull up next, see who it is. I just start laughing. I pointed and started laughing. Pull up next to the plumber. Plumber's not turning right. He just sits at the red light. Oh, a full cycle. This lady was raging. I gave the dude a thumb. Oh, it was so great. I laughed so hard. So great. Let's see. What's today? Yeah. No. So. Okay. As far as the road situation. Okay. I'm gonna try to speak in generalities because that's how it's gonna work. The road construction project, the way I understand, they're going to tear up from the bottom of the big hill that kind of goes up to the top of the neighborhoods that maybe Toe Shifter might live in. From there, coming towards me is going to be done first. But in the exact same time, they're going to do the creek project to try to speed it up. So I'm going to be blocked in on two sides. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go out my driveway, go up towards a church that's up the hill, and there's a way you can weave through, like you go, technically I'll go this way, I'll go up a block, over a block, down a block, that way a block, and I'll end up going down the road that leads to the house that you may or may not live on. That's how I'll get out for the next year. Through all that weavy ass crazy shit. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Probably should have plugged that in earlier. Oops. How's this work? I got this splitter going. It's not what. There it is. So it's gonna be a circus at my house. Yeah, I can't remember if I addressed all this. And the whole construction project along my street, there's only one house in the whole project that has to deal with construction literally in their front yard for the duration of the whole 2 years. Only one. Only one house. It's my house. Oh, my doggy wants out. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be what it is. As far as I'm aware, though, I will never lose access to my own. I will always be able to drive a car up and down my driveway. Which is weird because I will be the only one person on my block that always has access to their house. The people I feel really bad for is like my neighbors down the way. Because I don't know what those people are going to do. Like, my one neighbor, like a house or whatever away, has a giant RV that they use quite often. They go places, they travel, they have all these adventures. How's that dude? Where do you park that, dude? Like, where do you go? Oh, your RV, he's got to buy parking. Otherwise, you can't go RVing because, like, it's going to be torn up. Like, because those people will be walking. Like, I mean, that's the answer. All the people on that street, they're walking. A block, 2 blocks every day. Wake up, walk. Walk, walk, walk. Walk, walk, walk. I bought groceries. Oh, walk, walk, walk. I mean, whatever, dude. Ain't my gig. I don't know how any of it works. I mean, I have no idea. Unfortunately, my dog is freaking out. How am I going to do this? Let me put some entertainment up for the old spectators. Is that all right? Oop, hold on. Focus on that. I got to let my dog out. I'll be right back. I'll try to talk while I walk away so you have something to listen to. Yeah, dog's going out. Hey, dog, you want to go out? Blah, blah, blah. Dog's out. Here we go. Dog's going out. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, if you're planning on driving down that big steep hill that goes to the main road through town, I would expect a lot of cross traffic on that one weird little intersection where there's no cross traffic as you're going down the steep part, because that's where everybody's coming out. Like, it's gonna be nuts, dude. Whatever. I lost my live stream somehow. Is this thing still working? Are we still good? Yeah, we're good. So, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work. I have no idea. Like, I think they're gonna I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the last I heard is, they're thinking about doing the creek culvert project in the same time as the other. But the guy's like, depending on availability of materials. Like, so it's like, well, is it going to be torn out? Is it not going to be torn out? Like, because what if they do the culvert over the creek? As soon as that starts, that means I lose half my drive or my driveway, whatever situation in my yard. That instantly turns into the public road because when they do the creek culvert project, that's how to describe it. There has to be a thoroughfare going to the college from the state park that stays open while they do the creek, so cars can go past towards the college. Woo! So there's a lane there, or 2 lanes, or how they're doing them, alternating traffic. I don't know what they're doing. And then coming towards my house is the creek project. Well, when they do that, they do half the gravel road section and half of the intersection at the end of my driveway. That's when that happens, all at the same time, which means the public road gets shifted over into my yard driveway. So that potentially, I could wake up tomorrow morning and there could be a bulldozer in my driveway yanking out tree stumps and shit. For all I know, I have no idea because they don't know the start time because it's depending on available materials. So I literally don't know how that's going to work. Like, it's just like, so is that starting for me? Because like, I got a letter that said, don't forget to remove all your personal ornamentals if you have from your property line forward, your pins or whatever. If you got ornamental mailboxes or you got whatever, yeah, lawn sprinklers, whatever. Well, I have a mailbox that I really don't want to lose because they're kind of expensive. But tomorrow morning, is the guy going to be yanking my mailbox out? I have no idea. There's temporary mailboxes put down the way. I don't have an address number on them because I'm not, my block doesn't get torn out till next year. But my driveway might. Yeah, it's just like, whatever. It's just bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. I don't know how anything works. But whatever. Enough of me crying. So I don't really know. I'm gonna be winging it, playing it by ear. I'm gonna be showing up when it's time to show up. I'm gonna be leaving when it's time to leave, and that's pretty much how that's gonna work. Because what else can you do in life? Oops. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm getting a plate. I get a couple plates. Need a plate to stack the cooked waffles, and a plate to stack the ones I'm eating. Man, I feel like I told all my stories already. Hummingbird in the ear, getting passed 60 miles an hour by a lady who got stuck on a right-hand turn, which is hilarious. What else is good? Yeah, a bunch of other shit happened this week that I will not talk about on YouTube, but it's just part of being an adult, I guess. I don't know. Let me make some juice. Oh, wait. Right when I start to make the juice, guess what happens? The dog wants in. All right, here we go. Where'd that spinner go? What did I do with it? I hate to do it, but I guess you're going to watch the spinner. There you go. I'll be right back. Sorry. Sorry for the interruption in the stream, but that's what happens when you have a dog that has to go out again. One time's not enough. Gotta go out again. Hi, doggy. Whatever. So yeah, that construction project is going to be an absolute circus because there's going to be people parking everywhere for blocks around the construction site because however many cars that live at your house that leave regularly ever have to be out of your house. They have to be parked on the city. So if you have your wife's car and your car and maybe your kid's car, that's 3 cars that have to find a place to park outside of the construction zone. I mean, there could be parks. I have no idea how far the parking is going to. It's going to be blocks, I assume. I mean, say you had your own personal car and your wife had a car and then you had 2 kids that drove. And then you also had a truck that you use occasionally. All that's got to leave because you're not going to have access in and out of your property. It's all got to go. Anything that you have at your house that you want to use in the future has to leave. You got a boat. You got to take the boat out. You ain't getting the boat out. That's all torn up. This is going to be crazy. And I don't know what they can do. I mean, can they harsh you for parking your boat? It's like, well, I want to go fishing this spring. My boat's got to leave. You have to park your boat on the street. And I don't think they... hey! No boat parking! I mean, it's just like... In the note it says, please park on one side of the road. And then it's like, if we have to, we'll put no parking signs on one side if you people can't figure it out. Because we're going to be able to get... Because the construction equipment's got to get in and out too. You know? So there's going to be construction equipment coming all... Like, how many side roads are there? There's like 1... I think there's 3 or 4 side roads is it. It's not full. That road is not full blocks, like with entrance on both sides. They're like staggered. It's weird. I don't know. It's just weird. The whole thing is weird. I mean, it's a sucky deal. It has to be done because it is a disaster circus down there. But yeah, it's just like whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna go with a 2/3 cup. Actually, is what I'm gonna try. That for some reason that's ringing a bell in my head. Like a half cup wasn't enough, so I think we're gonna go 2/3. Oh, whoa! What's all that smoke for? Calm down, dude. What is happening? Holy Moses! Did you see how much smoke just came out of that? Ooh, that just launched oil everywhere. I just oiled my shirt. Alright, here we go. So I want to try to figure out how I can avoid the endless disaster drips. Ooh. Here we go. Yeah, that one's going to be hot. I think the waffle maker was preheated. I think we got that preheated. Yeah. I mean, until I cannot do it anymore, I will just go right out my driveway to avoid it all. And as soon as it's blocked on the right direction, I'll have to weave up through all those neighborhoods, which is crazy, but what do you do? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a huge project, and there's no good way to do it, and it's so overdue. I mean, the potholes or the broken water lines, like, at this point, there's more patched road than the original road, I'm pretty sure. Like, the broken water line thing is just crazy. Because, like, they were having problems, like, the water line would break, and they'd fix the water line. Well, in the process of fixing the water line, they'd break the water line, like, it'd break, like, a foot up, and they'd have to come back the next day. It was just, like, it's all patches. Just patch. They had a big one, like, right by the creek, where it blew right over the creek. A sinkhole formed the size of a pickup truck, right in the middle of the road. I'm surprised I literally can't believe no one drove into that sinkhole. It was the length of a full-size pickup truck sinkhole in the middle of the road. And how no one drove into that, I have no idea. I literally have no idea how no one drove into that. It still boggles my mind. So, yeah, that's cool. All right, so what else is going on? What else can we talk about? I mean, there's all the stupid stuff that happened on TV, but I don't watch TV, so like, oh, hey, look at me getting all worried about some shit on a show that I don't watch. Like, I don't even care, man. Watching that garbage. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Perfection! Okay. So what I need to do, I know it seems strange. So what I do is I'm going to cut this guy in half, make 2 waffles. And then if I cut a little bit off, am I getting this on there? If I cut a little bit off like right there, it makes like a piece of toaster-sized waffle. I think, is it that big? Or let's go with this one. We'll do halfway on that. And I reserve that. That will fit into my toaster perfect. See how that works? See how that works, kids? So that's the reserve pile. And this is going to be, I'm going to eat those right now. I'm making like waffle sticks. Bet you always wonder, where do they come up with waffle stick ideas? It's because they're trimming their waffles to fit in their toaster. How great is that? I do need another knife though. Go in the reserve pile. Reserve knives. Luckily, I did remember to put butter in this last night. Oh, come on. Just cooperate. So yeah, toe shifter, I'm pretty sure you will be affected by the construction project because you're going to have to deal with... It's just going to... I think it's going to spread unless you decide to go towards the gas station, which I would probably recommend that. I would probably try to stay clear of all that because it's just going to be raged. People are going to be raging. I'm going to jump on an RC truck for an hour. Deuces. All right, dude. Go RC truck it up. I'm going to make waffles for... I don't know if I'm going to do it for an hour, but... I need to do laundry is what I need to do. Damn. Come here, doggy. Come here. Have a Waffles. Yum, 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 yum. All right. I'm actually going to... Yeah. That's why I'm not... That's not even like, dude. Yeah, I would. Because I think there's going to be people parking on that road. And there's already people who park on the road that come down that hill who live there. But I think that's how bad parking is going to be. I think it's going to be that crazy. Because whatever. There was a guy at the meeting who owns a huge piece of property with a giant... he must have a double lot. He's got a huge front yard. Massive. I said, dude, you know what I would do if I were you? I would sell parking and just fucking... When it's all over, just redo your yard with the money you make from parking. I mean, it doesn't sound that bad, but like, you know, if it's nice weather out and it's sunny, that's okay. But like, you could theoretically be coming home and there could be like a giant thunderstorm happening and you have to, whatever. You'll be walking up to like a half a city block. That'd be if you could park right at the edge, but you're not going to park. You're going to be parking, yeah. I feel bad for some people. There's a family that has a wheelchair bound person. They're like, how are we gonna get our wheelchair bound person in and out? And they're like, the guy was literally had no words. He's like, next question. Basically, next question. Yeah, but the funeral home that's not 1 block away from the construction site. That's like 2 blocks away. And that could work for the first couple of houses, but like that goes, like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be people, or the flower shop, whatever. I have no idea how it works. I mean, if you're on this end, yeah, potentially that's where you could be. I mean, the first phase isn't going to be as bad. The phase that's going to be crazy is by my block because there's no side roads. Like 2 houses over from me, 1 house over, that dude's walking. That's a long walk. That's a long walk. I mean, that's a long walk. I mean, there's only, from me to the next block is my house, the next house, 1 more house, and then Uncle Rico's house. But even Uncle Rico's driveway isn't on the street. He has to walk, 100 feet or whatever. And then all the pill houses on the other side, one way or the other, whatever. I think it's going to be a circus. That's what I think. But luckily, I'm trading no lull in the construction for 2 years in my front yard for never having to walk. That's what I'm excited about. Which will probably change. I'm sure at some point they'll be like, oh yeah, bad news, no access to your driveway. I just assume that. I mean, how else would the world work? All right, we're gonna make some juice, I think, while that thing's cooking. Here we go. Let's see if I can back it off a little bit and get everything in the shot. If that starts burning, let me know. What do we got today? So nothing to even walk on. Well, they did say they're going to leave the sidewalks on as long as possible, but at some point there's going to be trenches. They're putting water lines in, or sewer lines. Like, yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, normally, you could cut through your backyard, kind of, and, like, go through someone else's yard. But there's a creek back on some of that. There's no cutting through. You're not walking through the backyard. It's all a hill or whatever. Did I even show the juice? I got distracted by the comment. Yeah, well, so, yeah, the sidewalk is double for partway. Basically, to Uncle Rico's house, it's a double-sided sidewalk. And then from there, yes, it's double-sided sidewalk all the way to Uncle Rico's, and there's no sidewalks. It's not one-sided sidewalk. It's double, then it just stops, and there's no sidewalks. The new one's going to have a double sidewalk. Or I think they're doing 5-foot wide sidewalk, if I read that schematic right. On the other side of the road for me. But whatever. I mean, I put my input in to try to get it as least stupid as I possibly could, and I think I achieved some goals. Like when I pointed out to the engineer that they can't just straighten that road out through my front yard because it's a public road. Oh, they didn't. Oh, that's private gravel driveway, isn't it? I'm like, no, dude, that's a public road over there. It's gotta be perpendicular. Whatever, doesn't matter. Like most things in my life, it's out of my control. I'm just a passive observer. All right, let's see if we can get this thing popped open. I feel like I'm getting some massive adhesion. Okay. Make sure. It may not be quite cooked enough, but that's okay. Ooh, that's a spicy hot guy. Okay. So what I had here, I forgot to talk about. I have raspberry or apple raspberry. So AR. Like OJ, AR. It's 100% juice. It's flavored juice blend, added ingredients, frozen concentrate. Concentrate. Keep frozen. You can microwave it. It's 100% juice when properly reconstituted. So does that mean it's more than 100% juice from now? Ooh, check out my mangled thumb. It's almost grown out. That was a hole that was clear up underneath there. It's growing out. It's 100% juice when you put enough water in it. I don't understand how that works. When you dilute something and it becomes 100%, what is it before that? Is it more than 100% juice? I mean, it's a 3-to-1. So, like, is that 300% juice? I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, if you put more than enough water, if you put more than enough or more water than that in, you would have not 100% juice, right? That'd be less than 100%. It seems like some marketing scheme or something. 100% juice when you add 3 things of water. I think I added not full things because it overflowed last time. Oh wait, the last time it was square. Is it still sitting in the sink dirty? Because that's how I roll. Like a professional. Alright. That thing's pre-warming. Let's get it oiled up again. It's going to smoke. Try to get the water or the oil up top. Get the old swiggly wiggly. It doesn't seem like there's enough over there. Oh, that was too much. Too much. That's my technique. Give a couple light splashes down here. So this way is low and high. Whatever. Okay. Oh man, so what's next? I spill juice next is usually what I do next. So let's go ahead and spill some juice while that's preheating, post-heating, whatever it's doing. While there's heating happening. We're going to have to move that. I'm going to put this here. Let's get the juice off the blender. Now this particular one is the most shit design liquid container in the history of liquid containers. I mean, I'm not saying I think it was designed by communists to affect the productivity of Americans as they blend juice in the morning, but there's a pretty good chance that's what happened here. Like that, the whole design of that is to just take away a few minutes from everyone's life, whoever had to use one of these, every time they use it. Okay, here we go. Diabolical. We got this? Here we go. Oh, that's going good. Oh, it's dribbling. Still dribble. That's one of the best ones ever. Just a small dribble. It's a very successful pour there. I feel like I'm getting better at it. And didn't know pouring liquids had to be something to practice, but apparently it is. Okay. I'm going to catch back up. I haven't cut my slivers. I got to cut my slivers and refill. So here we go. So yeah, 2/3 cup. I need to make a note of that. Dear diary, don't forget that it's 2/3 cup. Let's see if I can cut this. But yeah, that one didn't get cooked all the way. How far are we going? We're going. Look to the side there. Ooh, I ate them already. How many? Well, yeah, we're gonna do like that one right there. Is that the one? Yeah. Oh, I should make sure it's. Yeah. That looks toaster worthy. Little sogged out from the old condensation on the bottom side of the old waffle there. That's okay. I'll eat soggy waffles. Anything for the channel, right? Well, not anything, but almost anything for the channel. Let's weave them. That way you get an overdone and an underdone when you put them in the toaster, right? All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I assume they're gonna put probably metal plates or something, because at some point you're gonna have to walk. Like I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, are you required to park on the side of the road that you live on? I mean, what happens when there's no parking on that side of the road? How do you, like? I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think about that. Like, the people that live across the street from me, how are they gonna get there? I'm gonna have to walk across a construction site. Whatever. I bet you could make some money with a taxi service that had an all-terrain vehicle that was in small proportions to haul groceries to the house from the parked car. I bet that would be a money-making endeavor. Be like, here you go. Schedule a time. I'll meet you at your car. We'll load your shit in the back, and I'll drive you to your house. Off-road style. Oh, whatever. So yeah, I need to go out and put a note on my mailbox that says, don't destroy my mailbox. Oh. I forgot to save some for the dog. I had to pull out of my mouth. Here we go, doggy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what else is going on? I feel like spring should be here any minute now, and it's just not happening. Like, we had a day this week where, like, we checked the weather. It's like, yeah, it's going to be kind of shitty, but, you know, trying to get some progress done, so we got to go. So we went up. I guess technically we had rainstorms come through. And the rain can leak through and get into the basement still. So we got to go up and clean it up. Every time it rains, I got to go up there and like clean water up because unfortunately there's low spots in the amazing concrete job. Anyway, I don't want to get too involved in that. I'm going to start raging. So went up there to clean the water out. And I was like, well, let's get something done to go up top the wind. The wind was so cold. There was ice all over everywhere. And it was like, I looked at Boss Man. I was like, do you want to be out in this shit right now? Like, I can't even describe it. It's not the cold. It's the goddamn... I mean, I feel like I'm turning into an insane person crying about wind. But that wind is just nuts. And we had to get some planks for the walkway system. And it's like, dude, let's go get planks today. Like, it is so shit out. Let's just go get some goddamn planks. So we just did that instead. And then, like, go to the lumber yard to get planks. And, like, if you've been following the news, you know, like, lumber was getting pretty expensive last year. Like, kind of crazy. Like, lumber got crazy expensive. And it kind of went back down to, like, not totally crazy expensive, but, like, less crazy expensive. That happened, like, back in, I think, November. And then since November, it's no longer less crazy expensive. It's not even to where it was crazy expensive. It's eclipsed last year's crazy expensive. And now it's just stupid. Lumber prices are stupid right now. Like, ridiculous. And it's like, what? How can that even happen? And we're talking to the guys like, oh yeah, it's going to get worse. So like, what used to be crazy expensive is now been eclipsed by stupid expensive, and it's going to get worse. And the guy said, oh, there's forest fires. So because there's forest fires, lumber's expensive. Well, I don't buy a lot of lumber, so like, I kind of looked into it, and what I've determined is going on is they're having trouble. Imagine this. They're having trouble finding people who can achieve the required medical status to drive a truck with the correct license across the border into Canada, because Canada has medical status requirements for entering their country now. And a lot of the people who apparently drive the kind of vehicles it takes to haul giant loads of lumber don't want their medical status changed to meet those requirements. So there's no one to drive trucks anymore. That's what's happening. So they can't get lumber into the United States because there's no one to drive, or there's less people to drive. So they're shutting down. Not shutting down. It's not available. It's just like there's not many people to do it anymore. So that's interesting. So that's fun. That's good news. And I mean, I'm sure transportation costs have gone up just because the cost of transportation's gone up because the cost of making a vehicle go down the road has gone up. So that's going to affect it. It's just like getting to the point where it's like, well, how about that? Like, how about that? Now, there you go. That's fun. We're going no syrup today. I don't feel like eating syrup. Oh, but the dog just bit my finger. So yeah, I think we had to buy some 2x10s. 12-foot 2x10s. Not the biggest piece of wood. Bossman orders them up. Grabs the ticket. We start walking away. And I'm like, what's the damage? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, how much does 9 12-foot 2x10s cost? He's like, I don't know. He looks. I think they were $35 a board. It was like $300-something in wood for 2x10s. It's like, and he was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? He went back and like, what did you put on my thing? Are these special select structural boards? I just want regular boards. And the guy was like, no, those are regular. So I was like, well, let's call our specialty lumber supplier, He goes, that dude had all select structural stuff. It's like, well, maybe we can get select structural. Well, I just fed the dog off camera. And it was even more expensive. It's just like, whoa. I was like, well, that's fun. Because there's still a little bit of lumber that needs to be purchased. I'm not even cooking anything. What's going on here? Sorry about that. So that's fun. That's good times right there. Just good times all around. Good times. Oh yeah, that story's not even over yet. So, there ain't much you can do about the cost of materials when you're in a project. You just have to buy them, or you walk away from the project, but that's not going to happen. Oh, let's feed the dog. I just saw that. Look at that. Dripping down in there. That's going to be fun to clean. Can't wait to do that. So we go back into the lumberyard area to pull the boards. Just like, got to have the boards. There's literally no way not to have the boards. And, of course, in this particular lumberyard, what they decided they would do is stack giant, heavy boards, one story up in the air. Because how else would you do it in life, a 12-foot 2x10, you don't put that on the ground floor. You put that one story up for some reason, like whatever. And then not only do you put it up, not only is the 12-foot 2x10 on the second story, it's at foot height. It's at your feet. So it's like, okay, so now I got to climb a set of stairs to go up to look at the lumber, to select the lumber, because you got to pick, your boards. Now I got to get on my hands and knees. Well, the upstairs, this thing isn't wood deck. It's like this metal corrugated shit. Like a lawyer got together with a team of lawyers and they lawyered up a material so you couldn't slip and fall no matter what. And this is this corrugated like death metal that comes up like just spikes. I was like, okay, I gotta get on my hands and knees now because I gotta look at, and there's only a few boards left because why would there be boards to choose from? There's only like just cracked, twisted shit left at absolute premium prices. Like at these prices, I would expect, like if you took me back 10 years ago and told me this is what wood cost, I would expect a board that cost that much to be wrapped in cellophane. Individually wrapped in plastic with a label on it, like handcrafted by artisans in a Amish community or whatever, you know what I mean? Just some sort of insane whatever, like premium. Anyways, and it's all trash. And I'm not even being like, hey, I don't like the looks of this board. It's like, it's trash. Like, literally, you couldn't build structural items with it because the damage to the wood from cracking and like, it's just insane. I'm just sitting there staring at Boss Man. He's staring at me and just like, what in the literal F are we going to do? Because this stuff is going to be used for a plank, but then it's going to go into a floor system over the garage. It's like, dude, these can't be crap boards. An employee walks over and goes, need any help? And I was like, yeah, do you have any 12-foot 2x10s that aren't shit? And the guy literally goes, nope. I'm like, well, I haven't heard that before. I've never heard an employee just say, no, we ain't got none of that. Usually it's like, oh, well, you know, him on. And he's like, I tell you what, how about you come down here and dig through the 14s and we'll just cut 2 foot off these 14s and you can have 12s. And I was like, if that's what you want to do, it doesn't bother me a bit. And then they thought about it for a second. They go, actually, you know what? Let's go through the 16s because we can cut 4 foot off and we can sell 4 foot boards. Like they sell 4 foot 2x10s in the store. So like, we'll do that. I was like, okay. So I had to sit there and dig through, and I'm sure you've sorted a lot of lumber. So I'm sure you have, but like, generally speaking, the longer the board and the wider the board, the more it weighs and the harder it is to deal with. And when you're selecting lumber, unless you're a fool and you've never done it before, you check for like a minimum of, I guess, 3 things. It's actually more. But you're checking for crown, and that's like when the board's on end. If it's bowed that way, that's called crown. Going this way is not that big of a deal because I can fix that. And then there's twist. You don't want twist. So that's, you know, the crown, the twist. And then you're checking for like physical damage. Like where did the forklift operator harpoon the side of the board? How much did he break out? How big's the check? You know, is it a 5 foot crack down the board that split open a 1/4 inch? You know, these are the things you want to check. There's other nuanced stuff. There's knot size, loosest of knots, all this other crap you look for. But generally, you're just pulling through wood pile. You're just checking real quick, twist crown, basically. And then you pull it out. If it looks like shit, you throw it to the side. Well, when you get into these longer lengths, you're physically handling all this shit. Like, I mean, I check both sides for damage because if you buy it, you get to the job site, you can't build with a damaged piece of wood. I mean, you could, you'd be a fool. So it's like, I just went from sorting through some 12-footers. Now I'm sorting 16-footers. Well, the 16-footers also were down on the ground. So it's like, I'm on, and it's like dark. So you got to pull the whole thing out, look at it. Like, whatever. It's just like, yay, that's fun. That's nothing. I mean, whatever. It's just, you can't even. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, no one sends me a bonus check. Be like, oh, hey, did you have to do like exponentially more work to do a thing that you were going to do anyway, but like all of a sudden it's more work now? Like, oh, hey, that's amazing. Like, yeah, no, that's just how it goes. Like, whatever. Just like, that's how, way she goes, boys. That's the way she goes. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, it's so stuck. Come on now. Just release. Be a good waffle. Thank you, waffle. So that's fun. That's fun times. That's good times right there. Lots of good times. Well, whatever. I mean, the option was no wood, I guess. What is going on here? Is that a hole or is that a? Oh, it must be burnt oil. Okay. Or what you can do, and it's kind of crazy. I see it all the time. it seems like the world is turning to everything is a corporation. So it's like corporate stuff. There's corporate builders now. Like corporate builders just hire employees, and like I guess it's the new kind of attitude is like, what's your job? My job is to go to the store, get the wood. Okay, boss. Go get wood. Okay. Employee goes, I need wood. Grabs wood, puts wood on vehicle, drives away. I see it all the time. I see people loading wood on things. It's like, dude, did you even look at that? Like that is absolute garbage. What are you gonna do with that? I mean, I guess you're gonna cut it up and make like steaks or something out of it. But then I realized the guy that's grabbing the wood, he's the employee working for a dude who's a supervisor who's working for a corporation. Nobody gives a shit. They don't care. Their job is to get back as soon as possible, or what? I mean, you know, it's just like, whoa, that's nuts. I mean, I don't know what the long-term consequences of shit like that are. I mean, I'm sure there are some. I assume, well, a lot of it's probably like, what do you call it? Job preservation, you know? Because, like, if you go to buy the wood and the wood's bad, and then you build the wood that's bad, you got to go back and fix the wood. Well, if you're an hourly employee working for the mega corporation, you just got job security because now you're fixing all that shit forever. Yeah, whatever. Don't know. I don't know the answers. I don't know the answers to any of this stuff. I'm just along for the ride. I'm talking to the neighbor up at the job site. That house was built by a big builder, one of the bigger builders in the area, and the stuff that he tells me that he's dealing with on his brand new house. I'm just like, sorry, bud. I don't know what to tell you, bud. I'm sorry for your frustrations. Because that particular house, and I won't name names because I don't want to get sued or whatever, was built, like I said, by a larger builder. But the way they do it is this individualized crews and lots of subcontractors. So a perfect example was the guy's backyard. All subcontracted out. So there was a subcontractor that came in to do the grading. There was a subcontractor that came in to do the lawn sprinklers. And then there was a subcontractor that came in to put the yard in, the sod. So obviously the order of that is grade, sprinklers, sod. Sod guy's job is to put sod down. He doesn't do anything else but put sod down. Sprinkler guy's job is to put sprinklers in. He only puts sprinklers in. Grading guy's job is to grade. They're all three different deals going on there. No communication. So the guy graded. Then sprinklers came in. Well, when you put sprinklers in, you have to dig the ground up, and the ground is humped afterwards. Normally, what a rational person would do would be regrade it. No. Grade guy's job was done. He was out of the picture. Sprinkler guy did his job, hump. Sod guy came, he just laid the sod right over all that. And it's just like, it's a disaster back there. It's crazy. I feel so bad for the homeowner. The water drains into his basement. When it rains, the rain that comes from the sky lands in his backyard and rolls into his house. And he lives on top of a giant hill. Literally, there is no excuse for anyone who lives on top of a hill to have water rolling in your door from outside. Except for it didn't get done right because it got, whatever. And the guy that kind of calls the person who bought the house from was like, dude, there's water. And there's like, we'll put a sump pump on it, run the sump pump. And he's like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know what the guy's gonna do, to be honest with you. I think he's beating his head against the wall. I feel bad for him. I mean, my boss man was like, do you want me to come over with a skid loader and like, because like part of the problem he's having is the slope of the hill, the abandoned, or not the abandoned, the undeveloped lot next to him, all that water, kind of like what we're dealing with, all the water from up the hill's coming down. And they didn't do anything to prevent that water from, so it's not just the water landing his hill, it's the whole hill's running down into his backyard, then going in. And boss man was like, do you want us to come over with a skid loader, just put a pile of dirt in the way? And he was kind of like, hemming and hawing about it, because like, it needs to be done, but like, I think the homeowner's deal is like, he wants the guy he bought the house from to fix it, not the guy that's like building a house across the street to fix it. I guess would be the best way to describe it. And I kind of, I get it, he paid he paid premium for the house and he wants the house fixed for what, you know, it's just like, but then again, at some point, you just need the shit fixed. So I don't know. Try to think of what else he had. His furnace is like broken or something, defective. They got put new parts in a brand new furnace. Like the house is less than a year old. It's like, whoa, dude, that's nuts. But I guess that's how the world works now, you know. Gotta have new parts in your furnace every year, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting to myself. I think I am. Always makes me feel bad when there's no one to watch my streams, and I feel like I'm literally talking to myself like a crazy person. But like my coffee mug says, sometimes I have to talk to myself because I need expert advice, right? Isn't that funny? Whatever. I'll give myself a thumbs up. Yeah, I'll thumbs up my own video. I don't care. How are we doing here? All right, let's put some more batter in here. All right. That's a lot of ranting. What else we got to talk about? Some upcoming videos. I got some exciting news on the old garage, my garage here. So you may have seen that I had a video the other day of me installing my brand new little wet dry vac at my tool bench, and I was like, yeah, that thing's sick. So happy with it. It's so great. Well, fast forward to, it's probably over now, but last week, it might still be going on. You can check into this if you want to. Anyways, about a week ago, in the local Menards ad flyer, on the back page, they had that shop vac, which I found out is about a $40 item, on sale, 11% off, with a rebate from the manufacturer. When it's all said and done, makes it like $14 for that shop vac that hangs on my wall next to my workbench. Well, I said to myself, ding! Elveshelves, you have in your garage 1, 2, 3 workbenches. In your shop, you have 2 workbenches. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 in the garage. 2 workbenches in your shop. That's 5. Your lower garage has 1 workbench. That's 6. Your basement has a workbench. That's 7. You have 7 workbenches. They can all use shop vac power. So did I go out and buy 7 more of those? No, I did not. But I did get another one, and I'm going to be installing that. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's awesome. So $14 for shop vac right at your bench. That's a no-brainer. That's a zero-brainer. 0 brains required to make that decision. Which reminds me, I need to send that rebate in. That requires brains. Whatever. Did I just hear my dog barking to go outside? Oh, poor dog. Dog, you've been out several times. You're fine. You'll be fine. If not, I'll clean it up later. That sound like a plan? So yeah, whatever. I don't know. I feel like we've gone like an hour. I think we have. What we got here? Oh, hour 10 almost. Hour 8. So yeah, I still got a little bit more battery to do. I really don't like to make these go too much longer than an hour because, I mean, come on now, let's be real. Sit here and listen to me babble about shit for over an hour. Seems kind of ridiculous. Ooh, that camera's got greasy fingerprints all over it. Hey! Don't be looking up there. Don't be looking in there. What are you? These are my cabinets. Everybody's always just peeking at my cabinets. There's no treasures in there. I don't have any candy for you. All right. So it's, ooh, look at that beard hair just stuck to my forehead. Yowzer! All right. Well, I'm going to finish making these waffles, bag them up, freeze them, and I'll eat them for breakfast for the next whatever until they're gone. I see a little bit of sunshine. I should probably go out and start raking my yard, but I really don't feel like doing that today. You know what I feel like doing today? Sitting in a chair and doing nothing. I think I might actually do that. 0. Just maybe put an audiobook on and just listen to an audiobook and just sit there and just drool. I can't do that, though. I got to get something accomplished. So, all right. Well, if you watch this on the re-upload, which apparently that's going to have to be how, if anyone watches this video, it's going to happen, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Oh, sorry, I'm watching myself do my funny things. So, yep. All right. Thanks for watching for the, I guess, no people that watched. And if you rewatch the rewatch, thanks for watching that. If, yeah, just thanks. Have a good one. Stay safe. Enjoy the construction in front of your house or whatever. Just stick with it. You'll be fine. You do the best you can. I don't know what to tell you. I have no good advice. Take it easy. Peace. Doggy. I'll chat in a second.